Hi, this is Spencer Combs with Spencer Combs International. I have no idea how you got across to this particular video. It could have been that you stumbled across it, or maybe one of us or someone has sent this to you for you to check it out. So either way, what I wanted to do in this particular video is answer one specific question that I'm consistently asked. Me and everyone in our team consistently asked everywhere we go. So what is it that you do? You know, Spencer, what are you doing? I don't understand what you're doing. And quite frankly, that's a question that comes across that I have to kind of step back and explain the process or how we got to do what we're doing right now. You see, there was a time in my life when things were not necessarily going the way I wanted them to go. And so I reached out to try to find more information. And in that process, I came across the world of personal development. And in that process, I learned about a word called coaching. And coaching is something that a lot of people talk about and kind of has become a bit of a buzzword in today's business environment. Well, in that buzzword, there's different meanings and different explanations as to what coaching is. I will tell you that with Spencer Combs International and what we're doing, I try to be a little bit different in the fact that we are not necessarily content driven. Most coaches that call themselves coaches are not really coaching in the pure sense of the word. A lot of them are really consulting. They're telling you what to do. Consulting has its place, it's got its purpose. And actually we do some of that, but we don't call it consulting, we call it training. And the training world is a different, it's not the same as coaching. So we've got coaching and consulting. And then there's one more element, and that's the counseling era. Now, counseling area is usually defined as non-directive therapy, helping people to fix things that are broken, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to shoot a quick little video here to help you out anyway, so I apologize if this isn't scripted, but this is something that I'm constantly asked, and so I'm pretty well easily flowing with this stuff because I have to answer it all the time, so I figured, hey, let's put on a video. But counseling is an area that a lot of people do need help with in certain areas where things are broken from their past. Consulting, like we said, is training. It's the how-to. Well, in my experience, I've found that a lot of people really know what they should be doing. They're just not doing it. That's where coaching comes in. Because as a coach, my job is to help individuals go from where they are to where they want to be. That could be in a lot of different ways and in a lot of different areas in their life. We predominantly work with people in life and in business, but we come across with the full person or the whole person paradigm. And with that whole person paradigm, basically we understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. So there are some areas probably in your life that you're doing really well in. And then there's other areas of your life that you probably could use some specific tweaking or changing or readjusting or just getting up and getting going with those areas. What's going on in your life doesn't really matter as far as which particular area, because we can help you. I've worked with individuals who are at the lowest point in their life and can't figure out how to get going and how to get up and get started. They're settling for the status quo of life and how things are just mundane, helping them to explode and create the breakthroughs necessary to have the lifestyle that they want. And then I've also been with other individuals who are doing very well. They're at the top of their game and they're pushing hard and they're working really well, but for whatever reason they can't get through to a glass ceiling, or they're getting frustrated in the fact that, is this all there is to it? Life is great, but I'm not fully fulfilled. I'm really not doing anything with it beyond here. So I've helped individuals at the low point and at the high point. And what we do as a team is create immersion programs like the Empowering event. We try to create products that are beneficial to those that are listening and watching and looking to stop settling and to start moving themselves forward. And then we have the coaching element. And from a coaching perspective, we basically our team provides the ability to help you do 4 specific things. So let me tell you what those 4 things are, and then we'll kind of wrap this up, because like I said, I didn't want this to be a really long thing, but I do want you to get an idea of what we do. 4 things. 1, if I can help you maintain focus on what it is you want, and more specifically why you want it, half the job is done. And I've said that 1,000 times, and I don't know how many times it's really half of our job. If I can help someone maintain focus on what they want, and more specifically why they want it, half of our job is done. And isn't that the challenge anyway in today's environment? Isn't that with the constancy of stimulus-rich environment where we've got things moving on a regular basis, and come try this, work on this, hey, you need this. So many demands in our life and so many things that are driving us to go be so reactive. And that's where, from a good coaching perspective, we help you determine what is important and how to get there. So focus is number one. Number two is accountability. Now when I say accountability, a lot of people get really thrown off by that because they're getting frustrated in the fact that they don't want to be held accountable, they don't want to have somebody beating them over the head. I'm not necessarily talking about that kind of accountability from the traditional sense of the word, like from a disciplinarian standpoint. I'm talking about, when I say accountability, I'm looking for you to take action. And I'm going to look for ways and means and reasons for what gets you to take action and how to get you to follow through. I'm not looking for symptoms. I am not interested in symptoms. Coaching doesn't, I'm not looking to help fix what's broken. I want to take what's working in your life and expand it, explode it, make it be way more for you than you probably ever imagined. To do that, we've got to take action. And so from a coaching perspective, I can help you determine specifically what it is that's holding you up and how to get around that, or how to use a different strategy. That's all you need. That's all it is. It's about changing your ineffective strategy into one that's much more powerful, much more useful for you. So accountability is number two, or action. And of course, when I say accountability too, I've yet to meet anyone who really enjoys telling me they did not get something done that they really wanted to. So the accountability does kind of come into that point of pushing you along. That's number two. Number three is consistency. Now, it's very easy for us to get focused and held accountable and taking a lot of action, but how often is it that we go into this roller coaster effect of getting things done and then we relax and let things go? That's true for organizations and businesses as well. So if you're a business owner, your organization may be going through that same cycle as well. Or maybe it's just you personally with your health or with your relationships or whatever area. And that's the way it goes. Our life is constantly ebbing and flowing through all the different areas. So what we do from a coaching perspective is, from a third party one, be able to step in and kind of touch base on, well, what are we doing in this area? Because I see you're doing a lot in this. What are we doing over here? If we're talking about an organization or business, we have a tendency to either work really hard at generating the business or working hard at maintaining it. And with those two areas that we're going into, I got to help be able to step in and touch base on all those areas. So what systems do we have in place? Or if it's on a personal level, what habits or what rituals are we putting in place to maintain whatever level of momentum we've created? So we've got some specific strategies on how to make that happen as well. And then the fourth thing is growth. And when I say growth or education, I'm not necessarily meaning that I have this huge amount of information that I'm going to impart upon you. That's not what I mean by that. What I mean is that you're in your circle of knowledge. You're inside this little sphere of what you believe and what is able to get you the results that you're getting right now. Whether you like them or whether you don't. Some of the areas you do, some of them you don't. That's what's getting you those results. That sphere of knowledge. And where you're wanting to be, and where you're trying to tell us that you would love to be, is somewhere probably outside of that sphere. It's somewhere outside of your realm of knowledge. So what we do through the focus, accountability, consistency is push you outside of that circle. Now I guarantee you, just like everyone else, you're going to freak out and run back in. And I always get a chuckle out of that from most people, because we realize that that's exactly what happens to us. We push outside and then we freak out and run back in, because we get results, and we get results that some we like and some we don't like, and that's what forces us back in, is that level of fear. So what we do then is determine a specific strategy based on that feedback. What do I need to adjust? Is there a book I need to read? A specific book? Is there a specific class I need to take? Is there someone I need to go and shadow or model so that I can get the exact answers to help me grow that circle of knowledge? Now this is a very specific pathway to making the growth necessary. This is not a shotgun approach. That's why we don't do content-driven coaching, in the sense that this is exactly what you need to do to get this particular area of your life going where it needs to go. I'm going to find out what area of your life needs the adjustment first, and then we go in and start talking about what we need to do in those specific areas. It's more of a rifle approach rather than a shotgun one. So, I unloaded a lot of information in that short little period, and I would like to probably put another video together explaining to you our 8 steps in making all that happen. There are 8 that we've created and generated over the last 5 years and over 2,500 hours of one-on-one time at this point. We have a specific 8-step system, and if you're interested in more information on that, feel free to touch base, leave a comment here, and we'll try to get back to you shortly. We've got a lot of volume, a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting stuff, because there's really few people in the Southeast doing it at the level that we're trying to get it done at. So if you're interested in what we do, feel free to ask for an an evaluation. Also, at a minimum, swing over to SpencerCombs.com and make sure that you download the M3 report. It's a report that we have on mindset, movement, and mechanics. So those 3 factors that are critical in getting you to where you want to be. So this is Spencer Combs sharing with you the necessity that you need to stop settling and start moving forward.